the order number.
I'll be sure to make my way down there after this call to get those logs and see what you're talking about. As I know that they did a little sweep, but however, it is. We just we'll get the factory, let go from here. And so that's
Councilman
one good thing
Reeves.
about this is I will go personally.
Councilman Reeves, how are you this evening?
General Levitt, how's everything?
We have some new guests on here tonight, ready to talk to the community.
Ladies
and
and
it is
gentlemen,
Legislative Monday.
Absolutely. As the quick information, as people, if you, I hope y'all got the agenda. Did anybody not receive the agenda packet for tomorrow's council meeting?
I did not. I'll put a chat in, a message in chat.
Okay, good deal. Put a link in the chat. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you guys. We talked about this last week, and Tamiko secured through a grant, through the Penn grant. We got 2 interns through the Georgia Tech program. And
very good. Thanks, Tamiko. That's right.
And so, please, hey, look here, that goes without saying. It's like she is, as they say in the world, she's a beast when it comes to getting these nonprofits and grants and things of that together. And I'm just saying that, and because of the efforts, these 2 young men have opportunity to further their education in real life with the city of South Fulton, and we want to welcome them here tonight. As I will let them introduce themselves. Mr. Williams, Mr. Poe.
Hey everybody. I'm Al Williams. I'm a project manager with the District 5 with Ms. Tamiko and Councilman Reeves. So we're here for 12 weeks, and we're going to be working on cottage homes and the Economic Sustainability Center that we're trying to build with this, like, for the 12 weeks. I'm more focused on the cottage homes because I do 3D modeling at school. I go to Berry College. I'm a rising senior, and I'm a creative technology major. And I'm a creative technologies major and entrepreneurship minor, and I'm more focused on the cottage homes. We haven't really started the cottage homes yet because this is our 2nd week, but next week we're gonna go out there and start working on cottage homes and see how they're built and how the 3D modeling process goes and all of that. So yeah.
Okay, welcome aboard.
Mr. Poe?
Are those the cottage homes of that they're also doing in College Park with Mr. Washington?
Absolutely.
Okay.
What would these cottage homes be? Where are we planning on going?
Well, hold on. We still got another intern.
Wait. We're going to get to this.
We're waiting for him to come on screen and introduce himself.
All right, I'm trying to get myself looking presentable for y'all. Give me a second.
Mr. Williams, would you like to also inform the community what you do in moonlighting activities for yourself?
Yes, sir. So, with my extracurricular activities, I do photography. I run a business, and I take portraits, graduation pictures, and all that right now. And I'm actually working on a big project.
I don't hear him. Is he speaking?
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Now I can hear you say, can y'all hear me? But I couldn't hear what you were saying previously.
Oh, okay. I'll repeat it. I'm sorry. I'm outside of for with extracurricular activities, I'm a photographer. I run a photography business. I do like portraits, graduation pictures, sports photography, all that type of stuff. And I just use that to make money to support myself, and then trying to just build my brand around the city of Atlanta, and then trying to branch out to other cities and other people.
Good deal. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Poe.
Yes, sir. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear
Okay.
you, we can't see you.
Okay, my bad. My name is Matthew Pope. I go to Valdosta State University. I also be helping with the economic development and cottage homes for District 5 this summer. So far, only week one, we've only just been, just learning the ropes, trying to get everything organized. We went to the sites. We've been planning some stuff. We got some ideas in the works. Also helping with the Friday night live event, so that would be cool. And so yeah, I'm just ready to hit the ground running with you guys. Got some week 2 started today, so just building for the next day by day, really.
Okay. Okay, well, very good. Nice to meet you guys.
You
Welcome
too. Appreciate
aboard.
And welcome aboard.
it. No problem.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, here's what we all come in, because the last time we presented an opportunity to have cottage homes, it was met with a lot of resistance, even though it went through a whole process. But hey, look here, I don't have no problem with having folks be on the same page. And so I believe we did our due diligence, and but now it's time to identify some locations and areas within our community. And along with our interns over here who wants to have direction, this is the community's opportunity to look at our map within this district and see where these cottage homes or where they can fit and be placed. This is the opportunity. And so we would like for y'all to be involved. And let's get the moving, because we do want some tangible things of housing choices, particularly senior housing, that is much needed in this city and in this area. So we look forward to working with everybody, and hopefully we'll have all the input, even people who are not on the call, as people who are on the call have influence in their communities to make their voices heard. And so, because we would like and be moving forward, as also with cottage homes, container buildings. And, so there's a place for it. We just wanted the community to have the fingerprint on where it will go, as it's not led by one person or seem to be led by one person's desire or will, as it is truly the will of the people. And I think that it has spoke that they do want it. So let's go try to go get what we can. So all we need is a land, an opportunity. Are y'all with me?
Yes, sir. Just, need to know just a little bit more. That's all. But
Yeah,
Like what?
do you have the funding? You looking for the land, but do you have funding already? Did somebody already promise? Do you have the funding for these homes or these container homes? Where's the funding coming from?
Container buildings. And not container homes, container buildings. Well,
Container buildings for homes, right? For people to live in. Is that what you're saying?
or for utilization in other areas, not necessarily to live in, but that can happen. They can be like little pods, and like they got e-village, like a container village down over at HE Home Station. They actually have a container park out in Las Vegas. And I just encourage people to look at, you know what? I'll do one better. It's like I get some images of what those parks and what those things look like. So people can have a concept in their minds and then heads of what it
I'm
would
doing
actually
it
be
now.
and how functional that they are. And I think it's a great idea. I mean, so it's new ways of, I'm not saying homes, but I am saying container buildings.
Oh, okay, 'cause I thought okay, so it's gonna be container buildings and not cottage homes, right?
Okay, no, ma'am. We don't want to get it confused.
Okay,
Two different
okay.
words.
It don't take much.
Cottage home is a square foot of 450 square feet and above.
Mhm.
Container buildings are buildings that's made from shipping containers,
Yes.
but in a new modern way out there for practical use.
Mhm.
Prime example, the Marriott River Street is a building, is the hotel that is made partially out of shipping containers. And so it is blended in with new design. They put a museum down in the middle hotel. And so if you ever have an opportunity ever in Savannah, just stop by and take a look at it. And the outer parcels, like the bar areas and little shops, are little shipping containers converted to be those spaces for use. But you can go right down to H.E. Holmes Station and go down to Tech Village, and you'll see that it's a village out there with shops made from shipping containers. So we do have. Oh, and if you want to just take an extra look, go all the way in the corner, and you'll see where Invest Atlanta has it. And if you look kind of to the right and in the middle, you'll see a signature, and that will be mine. As we did, you know, I helped facilitate that years ago, and so as you see in these pictures in the queue, these are what these look like. So these are the buildings that we're talking about and looking at having constructed. And then somebody asked about the funding.
Mhm.
There's people who use own it. We have the opportunity. They have all the funding they need over there to build the concept, from concept to reality. So it's about and what exactly. But these are the type of things that we're looking at having constructed. Something sleek, unique in design, sustainable, environmental friendly, and of course, you know me, I like it to light up at night. Say we here. So
Okay, Councilman, I understand what you're saying, but you got the whole corridor of 279. You got everything you need right there to light up if you all to get crime and all of that off there, and change 279 first and make it a corridor so people can come in and shop and eat and play, and you don't need to build nothing else. Let's do 279 first. Let's do Old National first before we start talking about building somewhere else. We already got a corridor. Let's get some people, let's change that. Let's change the image of that whole strip, and let's get it going before we start talking about bringing something else in. Let's get some people to come in and invest in that, but you're going to have to first clean up crime, and you're going to have to first close down Camelot before that happens.
well, let me just say this.
Chapter McKee, I'm on the line.
Go ahead, Dr. McKee.
Well, I don't think we got to close up Camelot. I think we need to look at Old National. There's plenty of land Old National by CVS and 279. I understand what you're saying, but we're not gonna get rid of certain crime and closing up Camelot. I don't think that's the answer. I think that when we start building, that people will actually move out of Camelot into better facilities. There's nothing that's better to move in over here. So we don't have any apartments. We don't have anything to move into over here on Old National, from Old National all the way down Union City Way. There is nothing. There's no apartments, period.
There's a brand new facility, homes coming on Jerome Road that they clearing the land off now. There's gonna be some homes there.
We're gonna need more than that. Our project, we probably need about 2,000 houses minimum.
Well,
Just
and
what it comes down to is this. It comes down to some of the simplest housing choices, as some people want different housing choices. And to your point, Ms. Sheila, you're absolutely right. Highway 279 as a great opportunity because on the development side, the pure development of Highway 279 will start from the Flat Shoals corridor down to the 138, prime for all new development and redevelopment and new facade lifts and is going up from from Flat Shoals on up northbound to the highway. And so, and can have some, modeling changes in there as well. But one thing we do want it to be as unique in the corridor structure is, as they call it, feng shui or whatever, however they call it, these designers, is that, as you transition, everything looks, it's like seamless transition, right? So like, it's not something that just stands oddly out. Like that looks oddly out of place. But because Old National Highway 279 is an overlay district as well.
Right.
And so,
I think if we build some container houses, get someone to invest in those container houses, they will get full. They will get filled.
Oh, there's no question about it.
Excuse me, Corey, how are we doing this tonight? Are we raising hands or are we just talking? Because my hand have been raised for a while.
It has been. I was trying to let them know that you had your hand raised. So
Oh, sorry.
Okay, Corey, my thing is that where are you looking at to build these cottage houses, tiny houses? Where are you looking to build these at?
Well, Sister Johnson, I'm not looking to build them anywhere. As I was saying on the community, this is the opportunity for the community input within the district to say where can they go in the future zoning, because when this was presented the last time, that was one of the arguments. And so I'm going to eliminate the barriers of an excuse, and we're going to give the community the opportunity to say where it's going. So it's not where Corey Reeves wanted to go, it's simply where you and the rest of the community would want it to go, and what area that is how is it appetite for new housing choices.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Anybody? They're good as you keep paying attention to the chat. Oh, hold on, stop right there now. Is this a greenhouse container? Oh.
Yes, it is, Corey. Yes, it is. That's one of the
Stop
ones
playing
that can
with that.
provide food for the whole community, Corey.
Like a mini farmer's market.
Fresh.
Chandra, are you seeing this right here?
I am.
Fresh. Come on, Chandra. You know it.
Seeing it. Now
So-
you talking my language as well.
Yes, yes. Fresh food from the community, You don't have to import that stuff from anywhere.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That is beautiful.
Let me ask you the question. What zoning would this fall under?
It's still agricultural.
Agriculture,
The
right?
places that,
Agriculture,
yeah.
that's agriculture.
Yeah. And then that's actually ag tech. So with you growing vertical, you don't have to take up a lot of physical space. 1 or 2 acres can do it. And you can have them in beautiful facades on the front so that it adds to the beautification of the community of what y'all talking about.
Who is this speaking right now, sir? What's your
Mario?
name again?
My name is Mario Clark. Yes, my name is Mario Clark. Yes,
Ag tech will fall under ag business, wouldn't it?
yes, sir. Yes, it would.
Ag business is a growing industry.
Yeah. Yes,
Well, high paying
26%.
field, well, look at now.
So yeah, it's definitely an economic multiplier that we can have in the area.
So just to be clear, that's why the Partnership for Innovation sent them here. It isn't because we are ready to go. They're here to help us get ready. And so they are researching all the steps that it's going to take for a builder or developer or the community or however the options. So they are working on the plan of how looking at the zoning, everything over the next 3 months to figure out what all do we have to do to help the process and keep it from being a challenge to get the steps through. So the hope is by the time they're done, we just have to get the builders to get to have the land and go to build. Like everything would be ready to roll is the ultimate goal. But they are literally working with how to include it being sustainable, how to make it environmentally friendly, what are some of the things we can do with it. So when we say the shipping containers, they're not completely looking at it from a housing perspective, as you can see. They're looking at it from all angles of what are the options that we can do. And they will have examples of drawings, outlines, all kind of stuff for us by the time we're done. So that's why we're excited that they're here. They're just getting started. So stay tuned. They still got 11 more weeks.
And that's what we're going to need the community's input for these next 11 weeks too. If you want to add the input and let people know in the communities that you're in or reside, or that friends and neighbors know from all over, doesn't matter. Is we want input from you.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So, and this is Chandra. I wanted to know how many of we in the community whom are actually ground level growing, whether it be hydroponics, aquaponics, or in soil, how many of us are engaged in this conversation real time with those that are seeking to construct these facilities for growing purposes?
Well,
you could count me in, Chandra.
I want to be in the numbers too. That's all. That's why I'm asking.
It's all about connectivity, and that is exactly what will happen. Is that you match the funding with the opportunity and the knowledge. I mean, I'm just saying that's a collaboration that wins championships. So yeah, I'm all for that. So it's y'all, you will not be left out of the conversation. That's for sure.
So maybe we can create a link for those who would like to help with the community input part of it.
Absolutely. I'm for that.
Okay.
Thank you, Tamika. Thank you.
Anybody else? What do we have going on? Talk to us.
Yeah, I would like to add to that. I don't mind helping with that, but
who's this?
I'm sorry.
Who's this?
This is Siobhan Bush. I'm with Women's Wellness and Awareness.
Hey, Ms. Bush, how are you?
I'm good. How are you this evening, sir? I wanted to add because first of all, I'm interested with the cottages. I'm interested with the container building. But I would like to see how my nonprofit can fit in there as far as transitional housing, because that is something that I have been trying to get off the ground now for 3 years now. And when I say I hit every bump in the road on it, I hit every bump in the road, especially for South Fulton, because South Fulton has a lack of shelters and transitional housing and everything else, just making it affordable for those needing to get back on their feet. So I would love to be a part of it and see how we could intertwine as far as even if the containers for transitional housing, if that be the case, because I'm all open to new suggestions and plans for the betterment of sustainability and moving forward with some of what we're doing. But at the same time, how to still get funding for it, because I still have been unsuccessful with getting funding for it. I'm actually going to do a Little Caesars fundraiser come the 1st of June for that. So right now I'm having to find myself resource the women that come, sourcing them out to other counties, which I feel like I shouldn't have to do. You know what I mean? Like we should be able to resource these women within our own county, within our, within South Fulton. So how can we go about that?
Well, let me ask you this, Ms. Bush, is that and I want for the edification of the listeners and participants of the call, can you distinguish between transitional housing and rooming and boarding housing?
Transitional housing it would be more of a program, and it would be anywhere from 12 to 18 months, and making it sustainable for the women. So they would actually have to go through a series of steps and different programs. But in that meantime, they're working on them and getting themselves together. As far as just a room and board, um, that's different, because 9 times out of 10, there's nothing offered with that room and board. You're just paying for your room,
Correct.
as long as you're there.
And
So that's kind of the difference with the room and board, and with transitional. These are people who are either coming out of some type of domestic violence or sexual abuse, or even if they've lost jobs and homeless. So it's more of a program geared to helping them change their mindset to be able to gear them for the future, to help them for now, but also gear them for the future, rather than just you supplying someone with a room and they're paying for that room weekly or monthly, however it may be.
And correct. Well, let me just say this is too. In transitional, you met those criteria. Does that also include individuals coming out of a system and trying to get back into the workplace and work field and life?
It would include all of it, as long as they're willing to commit to the program, and they're willing to agree to abide by what's needed to follow to make sure that this program is working, and they're graduating up out of it. Then we're willing to help all of them. It's just
Absolutely.
the matter
And
of their mindset, if whether or not, okay, are you serious about this? Is this something that you really trying to change, or are you just trying to have a temporary fix for something?
then one of the points that I want to get to is this, that transitional housing is one of the key aids in the reduction of recidivism.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted that to be clear. And so is that community, I tell you what, we all on call, tell us how you feel about it. How you feel about it? Transitional housing.
What do you mean with, as far as like the containers?
No. I'm talking about, it's the community call. There's
Oh,
some
okay. I'm
people who
sorry.
are
You was
for and
directed to.
against, and I'm saying that this is an opportunity as I want to hear it and just kind of get a pulse on this topic, because I actually do believe in transitional housing, and there's an area for it, because it's what she said, it's a program, and as far as rooming and boarding houses, but I know that in certain communities, in some communities, that they don't want it. But I mean, I'm asking to hear, not for anybody else on the call. I'm asking to hear because if it comes up, I'm sure that it's going to have to be zoned or have a particular zoning.
Correct.
This is Jane Corey. I'm sorry. Where would this location be?
That's the deal. Go ahead.
Right.
Miss Bud?
Right now, that's something that would have to be worked into a project, as far as, because you have to get the proper zoning for it. 9 times out of 10 with transitional housing, it falls up under mixed zoning, because of everything that you would, incorporate within it, especially with children being on the premises, or just different, things that come along with it. So it's not something to look at it as it's something bad. I hear everyone saying, well, clean up this area, clean up that. That's a part of cleaning up areas, is getting people out of homelessness, because everybody's story is different. It's not just about those who don't want to work. You have women who have had heart surgeries, and then because they've been in surgery or in the hospital for 2 or 3 months, now they come home and they don't have a home to come to, because their rent wasn't being paid while they were in the hospital. So, I mean, a part of cleaning up the area is putting programs in place to sustain them, to be able to move forward and have a different mindset, to look at things differently. But at the same time, if this is something for the future and being able to build economically, and everything, like I said, I'm I'm open to the container idea, because that is something again that you can use for transitional housing, and
Right.
just financially it would be a benefit to it.
Right. Now, you said you've been working on this for, did you say 3 years? What did you say? 3?
I started this nonprofit in 2020. Yes. As far as getting up until this point, it's been a lot of money out of my pocket. So, but I'm at we're at a standstill right now because I have a whole lot of women that I'm helping and can't move forward because we don't have a place of our own within South Fulton for them. So I am resourcing out to other counties.
Are you in district?
So we're literally putting money in other counties' pockets is what we're doing.
So have you looked into Fulton County of what they could offer?
I have, but like I said, I've been hitting wall after wall after wall. You're told to call this person, email this person, that person doesn't call you back, or that person doesn't email you back. So tomorrow I'll be sitting in the community hearing tomorrow. I think it's at 3:00 tomorrow, because I have questions for them too, because it's kind of like, where is the funding? You all are allowed funding quarterly and yearly for nonprofits. Where do I go, and how am I to sign up?
Hold on,
Because
let me stop you there, because see, I'm just gonna take this special moment privilege right here, because see, I have to let you know who's on this call as well as my administration. I love saying my administration because we a team. But outside of that, and the person in my administration, General Leverett, as I so affectionately call her, because she deserves that title in every which way. But outside of that, she handles the nonprofit cohort, as she's a guru and a pioneer in that area, and very good at it. And she has her nonprofit as well, and also runs my cohort of them. So you can get with her. Now, my administration, we provide all the services, but some, let's say, intellectual property may come at a cost, but could be, what they call deferred or whatever. But you are on the right call, and the right person is on the call for y'all to connect. And I do want to take that opportunity to connect y'all. But she has so much on her plate. I told her she's gonna need assistance as well, as that because we're rolling out very robust programs, and I do believe in public-private, nonprofit partnerships. And so because they're the ones who actually serve the needs of the community and meet the needs of the community hands-on. So feel free, Miss General Levitt, to give you a spiel. I just wanted to let her know who we did have on this call.
So feel free to give me a call. I can give you some guidance on some things to do. We do, and she is part of the nonprofit cohort. So we support the nonprofits in providing information or telling them where to go. I think Chantel is on here and will let you know if people call me and schedule time to talk about what they can do or what they need. I do try to give some guidance and advice as to where to go, which is part of the cohort, but we also promote your events and, give you the space to discuss your topics or your issues. But we do try to create a space where if you contact us, we will, if you show the initiative of what you need from us, we'll try to direct you in a path of where to go and try to be supportive. I can tell you, Chantel calls me on a weekly basis.
And we want you to spend your money right here in the city of South Fulton, particularly Fulton County. But we don't want you to come back empty-handed, as we want to give you the best bang for your buck. And so I think that you can achieve that here. As you have right.
And I don't know if we did in the fall, we had a grant group where we did a grant class and did a grant group for what I think, Ms. Johnson, how long was that class? 6 weeks, 8 weeks? Who was, I can't see who I was in the call in here on there.
Is Miss Bush in District 5? Miss Bush, are you in District 5?
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah, she's part of the group. I don't know if she, time wise, she was able to do it or not. But we do make suggestions on how to grow your nonprofit and some things to do. But I would definitely, tell you just off the top of my head, there's going to be a strategic plan conversation that needs to be had, and you're going to need your partners. You may have to go into partnering, and not all women, but start with some women and partner with the veteran and the housing funding, because they have lots of funding for veterans. So you may, if you focusing just on women, you may have to go to them just to create housing for women veterans that are homeless or something in that situation. You may need,
Okay.
yeah. Do you understand? So that, I'm just giving you that suggestion off the cuff. Go ahead, Chantel.
Hey dear. Yes, I have a transitional home. It's in Cobb County, but this apartment complex allowed me to bring one in the apartment complex because it was zoned for a transitional home. So mine is not the traditional type of transitional home, because I take in seniors 55 and older. So I get mine tenants from the hospital, from nursing homes, from the VA. So I get mine from all over. I got a call today for, someone that's at the house from the home that will be coming in. So, but again, like I heard you speaking on that, whatever area you go to, it has to be zoned for that transitional home. In the beginning, I was looking at different houses, but to open up the transitional home, and I did have a lot of I wasn't successful. I was trying to get a home zoned for it, but the apartment complex has been my best friend. So I have one in Cobb County and in Rome, and they have allowed me to do a transitional home.
Correct. I actually meant to speak with, because you're with Jacob's Hands, correct? Hello?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Just
So,
Tina's hand.
yeah, I'll reach out to you tomorrow, separate separate from this call.
Yeah, I don't want the
We've
call to
actually
turn
met.
into
We
a
actually met at the
nonprofit
library meeting
situation
before.
or the housing. Miss Sheila is there, and then we may need to go a few minutes over to address any questions from the agenda. Go ahead, Miss Sheila.
Only comment I wanted to make when Councilman Reeves said, do the community agree with it? I'm sure everybody in the community would agree with it and would love to help. But what we don't want is to turn our subdivisions into those type of homes. We don't want, we know that you just said something about zoning, and that was my original statement that I was going to make before the young lady came on. These homes are not zoned. Subdivisions and homes that are available in subdivisions are not zoned for those transitional homes. And there are people who are moving or renting homes in these subdivisions or making them into transitional homes. And that's, I think, what the problem is, where the community don't want to see. They don't want to see that within their subdivision, because these homes in the subdivisions are single family homes and they're not transitional homes. That was my first comment. My next one is Representative Bazemore was just on this call a couple of weeks ago, and someone asked her about funding, different types of funding, and she said there is no state funding. They cannot get anything passed through for state funding for homelessness, housing, and things like that. And she said they are having a very difficult time because they're not the majority in the state for the Georgia State Senate. But she said that there's funding could be there, but they just can't get it passed through. She said there is no funding on the state level for those type of things. So she was just on here having that conversation a couple of weeks ago on the Monday call.
However, at the county level, they just, I believe, did a million plus with Habitat for Humanity to create some housing opportunities in Fulton County. So it just depends. Some of it is going to be relationship, but I don't want to get into a full-fledged seminar in here.
Well,
But
let me also
that is true though,
say this.
Tamiko, when you said
They also
relationship
pledged $1 billion for the
in Fulton
tiny home
County.
communities as well. So I do want to just add that in there as well.
Mhm.
Fulton County did the same deal.
Yes, so Rob Pitts is pushing that as a promotion right now of what's going on. Mr. Mack. Matt, your hand is up.
Sorry, couldn't unmute myself. Good evening, everybody. I know we're close to time, but I wanted to even talk about language. I have a nonprofit, and I have been doing houses in various ways because I agree. When you say, "Oh, you about to come to my home and open a transitional house," the way we think about that and the way these even run, usually the person isn't around. Like I do co-housing. So I have been in the house, maybe it's a room, maybe it's a process that I'm doing because I agree. It needs to be a program that's controlled, not just a push through, let's make some dollars, let's put 10 people in a subdivision around the corner. And that's usually what happens. And I think I wouldn't even go for it. Most people just don't want that in their community. If you're saying, hey, we're going to be good citizens, we're going to be good neighbors, et cetera, one or two people, we're following the rules, we're doing whatever, we're teaching them how to be better citizens, not somebody that has nothing to do. They don't even, usually the owner doesn't even show up. They hire a manager to run it. They don't even know what's going on. So those kind of places, I think we have to move from how we even talk about it and think about it. But anyway, that was a bigger thing. And you know, Fulton County has wonderful classes and great opportunities. It's slipping my mind. It's right across from Georgia State College that, you know, anything you need to know about nonprofit suggestions can come up from free to nothing. But
Absolutely.
I think we kind of went off hand because I'm interested in the whole container thing as well.
Well, that as we just mentioned it briefly, but that's a conversation for another day. But I do want to piggyback on what you said about people being a good neighbor. Being a good neighbor and being, you know, someone who's good to the community is not just going into a community, getting a house and making it a transition house. After you do it, it says, oh, but we want to be a good neighbor. How's that possible? You start off wrong. And so, as I do agree with Sheila, and I do agree with most of the people on the call is, there's a place for it. As Ms. Bush said, I think that it falls under mixed zoning. And so that's an opportunity for us to look at it because we're going to go over a review of this land use map in our comprehensive plans. We have to really take a deep dive into that so we can get that right and effectuate. But there are places for it. And so, and there's a need for it. And so, and I think that we can write those into the legislation as we want to put it on the requirements of having those. Maybe see if the owners don't come down and give a work session update, maybe every quarter, every month, however we need to see fit. So, and then have our code inspectors or code enforcement tie into that is have the owners, you know, be present. That's where we can change the difference is put it in the legislation. And get this, and those who don't abide by the rules, that just simply just fade away as we would, you know, as anything else, you know, pull their license because they must have a license to operate. And I think that, you know, folks should have an opportunity also as well to meet the need of a community, particularly in that area. Because transitional home, I'm just gonna say this from my point of view, transitional homes is a key to the reduction of the recidivism rate. And recidivism is on everybody's topic of lip and tongue, but this is an opportunity to be one of the major components of that because transitional homes gets them into an actual home. Hopefully within that home community, they become better citizens and taxpaying members. And, you know, and already have been in a program to re-enter and to come out of something as well, abusive relationship or whatever, as a start over. but in a community that shows them the love and help, willing for them to start over. Because transitional homes is on a pathway to home ownership. And so, as I do want to distinguish that caveat again, is from rooming and boarding houses, is they're completely different and not the same. But I do know conversations kind of get intertwined in that, and I just want to make sure that those two are completely separated. And so,
Correct. Yeah. Transitional housing and boarding is two different things. And it may sound, I don't know if it's just the wording that everybody's like, ooh, transitional housing. Maybe we can come with a better word, but it is what it is. But at the same time, this is to treat people with dignity, and this is to teach and to build up our own culture. So many times we've been left out on understanding finances and nutrition and just different things that they don't have the knowledge of. And this is an opportunity to teach them while they are transitioning into getting home ownership. So I think the way people are looking at it or perceiving it is kind of more in a negative way, rather than it being something positive, for everybody to be able to flourish. And this is a way of giving back and building up our own, because that's something that has been a lack of, for decades.
right. Well, Ms. Bishop, let me tell you this: transitioning into this area as building up, as anybody on this call, any young man from 17 to 28 who wants to enter into a trade program, electric, it's electric. I mean, HVAC and fiber optic insulation. To get this all free, starting when, Tamiko? What day is that?
Sorry, June 6th.
June 6th, and I will be in that class out there. The first one was electric, and we're going to have a pre-trade and certification. So get this. And they're working on some other things, but you have to come to the class, participate, and sign up. As we're giving up young people the opportunity to introduce them, along with they have a job out there, but also have a trade too. As they'll be able to put their own ceiling fan up. As I'm tired of paying contractors to put a ceiling fan up. It's like a red little cap, this little blue, but I know exactly what I'm doing. I won't get shocked. And so I'm taking the class. But I want other people to. This is an opportunity right here for that through Trade University. Mr. Tenard Turner's putting this thing on, and it's lead up also to our midnight basketball too. But you don't have to participate in basketball to get this free trade. And all I'm saying is we have a lot of young men who can probably just utilize it for self-knowledge or want to take, but we want the people who want to take the opportunity and advantage of what's being offered right here in their own community to, change the trajectory of their lives or add to their toolbox. And so, because when you talk about the construction that's going to be built, you got to have electricians, you got to have HVAC folks, and get this, and you have to have fiber optic insulation. So, we're working on the plumbing and other trades, but it's going to be a very robust program throughout the city. And I strongly encourage, any young brother to come take advantage of that. It's free. And so, go ahead.
I was just about to ask Tamiko if she could put that in the chat so I can post it on at least on Nextdoor.
Can everybody post it? Can everybody on this call commit to posting this slide? I know I want everybody to agree. Like I want to hear a yes from everybody. Actually, a verbal yes. As I'm so as this is the opportunity that we're providing, as what people says that, hey, it's I don't know, but I don't know how to have a conversation about the conversation about a conversation, but we do know how to have a conversation and provide a solution and something. Can everybody commit to that? Can I hear a verbal yes? Don't say it all at one time now.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey,
Now,
Corey.
is
this? What's the age limit? My husband said he'll be glad to take the course. What's the age?
Come on, get it. Come on, tell him to come join me out there. He'll be my guest.
Now, say I'll
17 to 28. Ages 17 to 28.
17, 28. Let your husband be my guest out there.
And when is the last day to register for this class?
Hey, if it's not filled up, the day of. I'm gonna say that, but I have to talk to Mr. Turner about that. But I'm telling you, so it's not.
Yeah,
so it's
when
unofficial.
the seats fill up,
But I also want to say, because these are trades are always targeted to men. And here's the game. Women, these are good paying jobs, and women are always pushed to the go sit in the office admin jobs when the guys are making $100,000-$200,000 fixing AVC, electrical, fiber. And so these are jobs for women, not just men. And I saw a young lady who knew how to do fiber installation, and she was better than the guys because she paid more attention to detail and made it nice and pretty, not
Yes,
just
you
did
always
it.
gonna get a pay. You know women pay more attention to detail. Stop playing. Come on now, General Levitt. Stop
I'm
playing.
just saying,
Y'all
we
just gonna just
sleeping on the
try to
girls
throw us
can
under
get
the
it
bus.
too.
This is our time right here. This is our trade. But we do it is, but it is open. It's we're non-discriminatory because we do have a group that's called Women in Construction, but there's a whole other women's program one will be rolled out too later as well. But I'm screaming for all the brothers to come because see, as they say, no finance, no romance, and so it's like we want people to be equally yoked and adequately, especially economically. And so it's but however, but it's also don't take advantage of the opportunity. As I promise you, it's the first of its kind. And it's going to grow to be very robust. So we're answering the call of the people for the people in the community on what are we going to do to give these young people a skill set. Because when these jobs and these buildings come down and they set up procurement that you must have over a certain percentage, we're not offering skilled labor within our community. We're offering skilled tradesmen and women, and so into our community to effectuate our economic prosperity within the technical boundaries of the city of South Oakland. Period. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen, and all this candor. And so I'll share it, but hey, look, all we can do is share. We can lead a horse to water, we can't force him to drink.
Hey, Councilman, we share a lot of ratchetness. This right here is accountability and responsibility. All of us on this call are either parents or aunties and uncles. And we know summertime is right around the corner and these kids get out here and get into absolute shenanigans and mischief. This right here is a great opportunity to at least
gonna say that.
At least give some kids that want to do something positive and make money to get a trade. Not everybody's built for a 4-year college. And these trades, these are jobs coming out making $80,000+ a year, people. I'm speaking facts. I know somebody that does it. So come on.
So let me back up behind her. I'm gonna back up behind her and say it's a nonprofit electrical company coming out to do the training. The classes are free to the public, but they're not free. Parks and Recs has put the money aside to pay for somebody to go through this training because they are focused on creating a workforce academy of jobs that are paying good money. They have been highlighted on Fox 5. They've been highlighted on 11 Alive because this is the only park program that is creating this situation in Metro Atlanta. It's happening here. We the only ones in Metro Atlanta that's even doing this.
Right.
And the nonprofit that's coming was some guys who were electricians at Grady Public Hospital, retired, started their own company, and became millionaires. And now they're coming back to teach other people. And people forget when your heat and air go off, you want somebody to come over and fix it. Nobody asks them, do they got a record? They ask them how fast they getting over there.
So, and Tamiko, as well put, as I try to tell you, it's like, those are absolutely the facts. And so as I'm legit going through the courses myself. And so it's because when I say, right, anybody outside, because the company is in business to turn a profit. So, but for this round here, and then we're going to try to find additional funding so we can keep the program going. As you know, I celebrate first, ladies and gentlemen. And if y'all notice, I stay off the news stories. And so it's like, it's because we just like to, I'm just more, but we champion it and offer it. And so it's anyway, I just don't want anything to be politicized. I want the maximum input into this, as I just believe in this wholeheartedly, as this is going to change lives. And so it's but hey, however, we're here, and I know that y'all gonna help us out.
Can I back up for you for a moment and clarify when you said to politicize it? Services or programs might be offered in different districts, and they may highlight District 5 or District 2, but the programs or services are for anybody with that wants to attend. It's not only for that district, it's
Absolutely.
for whoever wants to come. And I think a lot of times when they see that it's being promoted in one district or the other, they think it's only for their district. It's a city. It's citywide. It's just that council person is highlighting it's happening in their district. It's not that it's specific to their district.
Absolutely. And so we just make the opportunities out there and use the influence that we can to make it happen. And but that hard work comes from the ladies and gentlemen like yourself. And I believe wholeheartedly in that, because it's all about the people. And so, and it's also aligns with our mission. And our mission is to provide exceptional customer service that sustains a safe, inclusive, innovative, and an economically vibrant city. And so I believe that fits the mission to its core. And so, but hey, look here. But does anybody want to talk about the legislation that's on tomorrow's agenda? Because this is Legislative Monday, but and this is an opportunity, as you know, at least to make your comments known, or who can't make public comments or who hasn't sent in one, make it known right here. And it is on record. So that's what the fourth call on Mondays is, the Monday before the council meeting Tuesdays is Legislative Mondays. And are y'all ready to go back in person? Are y'all ready to have this fourth Monday in person? Don't speak all at one time, because I need to hear from y'all.
Have
No
the
takers?
meeting in person?
This-
Yeah.
The fourth meeting will be in person at Burdette. We ain't doing nowhere to experiments. So, you know, it's is anybody else
Anybody else?
want to have the fourth call, except having the call, we have it in person at Burdette? It's Legislative Monday. I mean, it's an opportunity here now.
No, not me. I don't.
Ladies and gentlemen, get it. I'll tell you, I'll make it easy for you. Send y'all email requests, and those who get the most, that's what we'll do and go by. So just send y'all emails to me and Tamiko, and then we'll just go from there. It's I don't want to pull teeth in here tonight or whatever, but that is because we have to plan it out. And I'm just saying that it's vital that y'all send us the information, or
We'll
just make
take a
call.
vote on the next meeting. You have the ability to vote on Zoom. We'll take a vote, but I do want to stop right here and highlight, did anybody see the work session 2 weeks ago about this home warranty program that they're looking into prove? You want to remind them about that, Councilman Reeves?
Well, I'm letting anybody answer the question. Nobody, the home warranty, did y'all? So basically, it's a program.
What's that about?
You can, basically, in a nutshell, it's a warranty that you can put in your home at this kind of price, and whatever the cost of a repair will be, it'll be covered under the warranty. Pipe that's covered by the house, anything inside the house, whatever, that's under this home warranty. But Tamiko, what does that warranty not cover? It's something that it does not cover.
This warranty is specifically about your water and sewer line from the city into the house, because the city covers up to that line. And if anything breaks, that's, from the line to your house and in your house, you are stuck having to pay. The city is about to, well, depending on if they vote to approve it tomorrow, then this program will be a citywide insurance warranty program that residents can opt to go into that will help cover if they have to do any of those repairs at their house.
From the line of the house until the main line and to the street.
Where they
So,
normally the resident would have to pay for it. This program that they're asking to put in place would help cover it.
The average cost is $3,500, and so is, but one and it's now you have two different lines now, right? Because the water line goes, then you have a sewer line, and the water line is City of Atlanta Watershed Management. The sewer line is Fulton County, and so the warranty will cover from your house to the street, the Atlanta or the county, and they'll deal with all of those nuances that, in a way, save you a headache. And how much is this warranty again, Tamiko?
I don't remember the exact amount, but it was something like a couple $100.
Now, is that a year or per month?
Let me back up. I think it was like somewhere like $10, $20 a month that was going to end up being a couple $100 a year.
Absolutely. So
Wow.
I get it. And all I'm gonna say is this, and this is a literal case. I have a little something in my yard right there. The water just coming out of my yard and it's going on down the street. I said, now interesting. As neither one knows who's coming out to respond to it. I said, now ain't this something? Now y'all already know how I feel about water, but I'm not gonna go there tonight. But all I'm gonna say is I'm inclined to have mine under warranty, as I believe you can, as soon as you pay for it, it's effective immediately. Am I correct on that, Tamiko?
That would be correct.
So, ladies and
So it's
gentlemen,
not
I'm
an
just saying,
income-based program. It's like regular insurance.
right? Because I'm not only a councilman, I'm a constituent, and I like taking advantage of these type of services, especially when I'm looking at something in my yard right now. It's just concerning, and so, but we all have the same issues, and so I'm just gonna say that they bring it to our city, and I like it.
Councilman Reeves.
Yes.
I'm trying not to step on toes and jump in, but yes, when I still owned the home in the West End, this saved me. And it was probably 2010 actually, and I think it was like $5. It would have cost me like $700-800, literally an inch away from the line. I think people just don't realize how much, you cutting that grass out there, but it's technically not always your land. It was literally like an inch. So the city did their little part, but I still had that inch into my yard, and it would have been $700-800, and that little $5 a month was a peace of mind, and they fixed it perfectly. So
Man,
I'm
if we can
all
get that for
for it.
$5 in this, let me stop.
That was 2010, but it was way more. It was, if it's $10-20 right now, I would without hesitation get it.
Oh, well,
Because I can
agree.
imagine 70.
I mean, if it passes tomorrow, I mean, I'm calling them Wednesday morning, like, hey, all the way. But no, when you said $5, I said 5 and 5. I said, just I love things in 5. That's all. And so it's but yeah, you have a real client online, and so. But hey, look here. Well, all I'm saying is this: we do have we had a lady come on this call several times as well, talking about that issue, and she was somebody who retired from Fulton County, and she had to end up paying us almost $4,000. It was insane, but this program sure would have helped as seniors would, particularly where older homes, because remember we just had some pipes burst, and my house is one of them, and so it's so anyway, it's opportunity again, another opportunity, a great opportunity they bring to the city, as that's my belief, and so y'all just convinced me, so I'm good. Anything else on the agenda, ladies and gentlemen? Y'all don't want to talk about nothing else on the agenda.
I do want to say a couple things before we go. One, because of the topic, the way the conversation went tonight, maybe we need to have another housing and nonprofit conversation and put that officially as our topic to address at another council meeting. So I'll work on scheduling that. The other thing is we had a legislative specialist for another council person who had a heart attack on Friday, and she made it by taking some aspirin and she held on. But the very next day, Councilman Reeves' assistant for under his business ended up passing away from a heart attack. Both of them were like 51, 52, 53-ish. And so that's very direct to us. And I'm wondering, is that a conversation that needs to be had that we're not aware of how much heart attacks are impacting Black women as a specific conversation of what to talk about? So I don't know if that's something we need to put on the agenda to address, because it is very, what's the odds of that 2 days apart that happened, one, and two, y'all see him still being cheerful all the time, but y'all have no idea behind the scenes what's going on. Even when we did Mother's Day, there's a lot of people whose mother isn't here, and we tell everybody walking down the street Happy Mother's Day, but it's not happy for everybody. So I just want y'all to know that this is not the greatest time for Reeves to be on here, but he is still here and doesn't let y'all know that there is anything even happening. So I just want to take that moment to say that no matter what, rain or shine, we tell you we're going to be here on Monday. He is here.
Thank you, Tamiko, and thank you, Councilman. Truly, thank you.
Absolutely. So we are.
Thank
Ladies
you.
and gentlemen, I thank you, Tamiko. It's late, but I'm gonna say is that I don't know a narrative or whatever is people say they can't get in touch with us, it can't go in touch with me, and I'm just saying that we have accurate numbers after the call, but anybody can jump on here Monday night and they know I'm gonna go down there and meet them. As we eliminate the barriers of excuses, and that's one of the reasons for this call. This call is truly your agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, things happen at the fastest 5 minutes, and it's another news story. And so, as I just believe in, a powwow once a week, hour meeting, via phone, sometimes in person, is effective enough because it's meeting needs as they're happening. And so we try to find a quick resolve as quick as we can. But let me just say this, if y'all have an event that you're not hearing from us, believe and trust this one thing, that we know exactly the sentiments and how you feel as you effectuate it. And we are legitimately every single day working on solutions. And I mean legit. And as I promised y'all one thing, I told y'all, I said, I won't let my job and career interfere with doing this job. And it has not. And I said, I won't bring it up. That's why you don't hear from me and saying anything about that, as I promised y'all I wouldn't do it. And I held to it, and I'm holding to it, as I'm committed to the service of the people, by the people, and for the people, period. I have no personal agenda. It's the people's agenda, and I'm trying to fight everything which way I want it to happen. Do I get it all the time? No. But are we working for better solutions? Absolutely. Have we stopped some things? Absolutely. Have we changed minds on doing things differently? Absolutely. And so, and y'all are a great part of that as well. It's because I need to hear from y'all each and every month, every week, as guiding light. Because y'all are the people, and y'all are the best part of this city. And I mean that. And so, and by the way, check the box, because I am running this November for re-election. So just however you feel about that, just know that it's out of my mouth. I am running. Don't have no question mark. Don't have no, I'm telling you, I'll be on that ballot. And so If anybody have any questions, just play them this recording. Corey A. Reeves is seeking re-election for the 5th District in 2023. Period. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, I'll tell you, I'm going to bid y'all a good evening. It's 4 minutes until 8. I believe we just went over a little bit. And again, thank y'all all for taking time out of your day to join us. And I love each and every one of you. And you can't do nothing about it. Even though some people say we can, but they don't try. But we try harder, and we try hard for you each and every day. And we're going to hold true to that commitment because we do have a policy, process, and procedure that we follow, regardless of any other situation going on, because that keeps us safe and in order. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Tamiko. Thank you always. And to every participant on the call, I bid you a good night.